Good evening. That's all right. Good evening. I'm State Representative Bill Buckby, State Rep for New Milford, and I thank you all for coming out to listen to the state of the town tonight. I'm used to state of the state or other states, but state of the town. Thank you all for coming. I see Senator Minor in the back, trying to be kind of quiet back there, incognito. So thank you all for coming to hear what the mayor has to say. I'll keep my intro very brief. I've known Mayor Bass for quite a while, and I am more than proud of the growth and the work that my friend has done, but I am truly honored by the work that our mayor has done and the personal aspect he brings to the town, being as accessible as he is. And no further ado from me. Ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Pete Bass.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, and I thank all of you very much for coming tonight. Thank you to State Representative Bill Buckby for the kind introduction. Council members, elected officials, town employees, and fellow citizens of New Milford. My first State of the Town address began last year as a new tradition, fulfilling a pledge I made as a candidate to keep our residents informed about what's going on in our wonderful, blessed town. In my last address exactly 1 year ago, I spoke about the state government's crippling financial problems that place New Milford and towns just like us across Connecticut in an unprecedented predicament. I also spoke about charter revision, New Milford's Constitution, which at the time was 7 years overdue. I spoke about our infrastructure that hadn't been evaluated in decades. I spoke about our roads, which are studied and assessed by then Temporary Roads Committee, were found to be in deplorable condition, made worse by a harsh winter. Today, our town is making progress as an economy flourishes. Citizens approved a charter revision for the first time in 12 years and invested more capital than ever before for road repair and rehabilitation. Today, we are developing a plan for facilities utilization that protects our investments in the short term and also in the long term. The progress that we have made is a tribute to the true spirit of New Milford and to resolve of our citizens and our businesses. When I called our town government into action and asked everyone in all departments to apply metrics, a sound economic regimen, and an evaluation of their practices, I did so with complete confidence of our employees' skill and talent. Tonight, thanks to those that serve our citizens here in Town Hall, I am pleased to report that New Milford has persevered in the face of challenges that have been handed to us by the state of Connecticut. The men and women who compromise or compose our volunteer force have risen to this occasion, and I'm truly grateful. Together with a single voice, we have delivered a clear message to every person and entrepreneur that may be considering New Milford as a place to live, work, and raise a family or retired. New Milford is open for business. For New Milford, these last 12 months have brought challenges that have tested both our endurance and our creativity. From last year's harsh winter that never seemed to end to the microburst in May, we weathered the storm together as a community, emerged stronger, and did what we had to do to move forward. Every day, there's something new, and with that strength and resolve, we forge ahead and meet the challenges. All of my predecessors have been fortunate to have supportive families whose members make as much of a commitment to the town of New Milford as the mayor does. My family is no exception. They too have been incredibly supportive as I eat, drink, and sleep New Milford 24/7. So tonight, I think of my wonderful mother, Ellie, in Portland, Oregon, who I'm sure is watching this on live stream. Love you, Mom. And also my father Henry is home with his namesake, my son Henry, in heaven. May their memory be eternal. My wife Tammy, who is with us this evening, and my 3 daughters, Jordan, Tia, and Fotini, could not be more amazed with their generosity and support. I love you. So have my brothers, Nick, Chris, and Mike, as well as my sister-in-laws, my brother-in-laws, my nieces, and my nephews. I feel that family is the most prized treasure, and I know that's how you feel about your family also. Without them, I could not do this job that I love so much. So I thank you, and I'm truly blessed. As I mentioned, many of our elected and appointed officials are here tonight. Thank you again to State Representative Buckby. I appreciate you being here, who is fighting for New Milford every day in Hartford with our other state representative, Richard Smith. And another gentleman happens to be here as well, from the wonderful town of Litchfield, Senator Craig Minor. I also see in the audience our town clerk, Noreen Pritchard, our tax collector, Nancy McGavick, Dr. Tracy, our interim superintendent, Judge Landgrebe, and many others that are here tonight to support our wonderful, blessed town. I can only thank you for so much of what you do each and every day. Words cannot express my thanks or New Milford's thanks for the job you do daily, at night, and on weekends to help make this glowing community between 2 lakes glow a little bit brighter. One of the greatest gifts in life is service to a cause that's bigger and greater than ourselves. For me and for all of you, I know that cause is New Milford. New Milford is the largest town land-wise in the state, and we have the biggest heart. At the same time, we thrive on traditions that are rooted in our colonial history, such as the town meeting, a staple of New Milford government. We live for the future and dedicate ourselves to making New Milford better for today and for tomorrow. 3 major themes will be the subject of tonight's address. First, I will address New Milford's efforts to build our tax base, and I will recognize many of the business owners who have made their decision to put their entrepreneurial stake in our glorious town. Last year, I said New Milford wanted their investment and involvement, and they came. Second, I will address the 4 priorities that I outlined last year, which we have made significant and permanent progress with the support of you, the people. Those priorities are: 1, the assessment of our municipal buildings, properties, overseen by committees of volunteer citizens. 2, charter revision. 3, the steps taken to improve our roads. And 4, the collection of other projects on which achievements have been made and are ongoing. Third and finally, I will outline what my office has planned for next year. We face challenges and obstacles, some of which we can predict and some of which we cannot. Tackling problems proactively and professionally is the hallmark of every thriving municipality. This is what we are all about, and with your help, that's exactly the approach we will take in the coming year. So let us begin. Last year I said that economic development, especially the corporation, was reformed to bring jobs and investment to Route 7 corridor and elsewhere. The effort began as a way to encourage the growth of our tax base and to mobilize our private sector. Never in my wildest dreams could I have predicted the collection of new businesses that now call or will call New Milford home. Many of them are with us this evening, and I will recognize them. If you're here tonight, if I call your name, please stand. So some of the businesses that have decided to move to our glorious and wonderful town: A&B Sports Cards and Collectibles. They're at 160 Danbury Road. Brian Shanks opened a wonderful store which carries all kinds of sports memorabilia, including baseball cards, autographed items, framed memorabilia, and if he doesn't have it, he'll find it for you. The Country Deli Store, that's on Riverview Road up in Gaylordsville. Bob and his son Hakeem reopened what was the shuttered Gaylordsville Market. They've done a great job renovating and have stocked the shelves with all sorts of staples for our lovely citizens up in Gaylordsville. They also make a delicious breakfast sandwich, which I can personally attribute to. Next is the pharmacy on 91 Park Lane Road. John Lee is invested in New Milford. He took down the old Valley Dodge building and is currently seeking approvals for a 5,000 square foot building which will house a pharmacy. We also have a commercial building that's going to be up on 66 Danbury Road. Gary Michael and his family recently received approvals for a 5,000 square foot new construction, which is across from the Citco on Route 7. La Noche's Gourmet Market. There's Joe. Which is on 28 Mariel Road. Joe opened this long shuttered building that used to house the Mariel Market. From breakfast sandwiches to pizza to pastries, Joe's got you covered. And I can tell you, the food is outstanding. Thank you, Joe. We also have the new TJ Maxx store, which is going to be opening at 169 Danbury Road. That's consisting of a 20,000 square foot, currently under construction in Litchfield Crossings. Thank you to Kristen Gizzi for the continued investment in our wonderful town. In 2018, Aldi's performed a several thousand square foot expansion of their existing store on 125 Danbury Road. A grocery store that carries quality, tested, and award-winning products at affordable prices. I love that store. State Marshal Rob Dalbert has lent his considerable and unique talent to his side business, Dalby's Cheesecakes. If you're lucky to get to try some of that, outstanding cheesecake. So thank you. ABC Fuel, 561 Danbury Road. The Renetsky family just started the construction of their new headquarters here in New Milford. Thank you for your investment. Bad Dreams Brewery, 116 Danbury Road. Thank you to Brian, Emily, Max, and Michelle for opening the first microbrewery in New Milford. That's the Staples Plaza. They utilize a 3-barrel system to ensure that fresh beer is always on tap. Sounds pretty good. Housatonic River Brewing, 30 Kent Road, located on the beautiful banks of the Housatonic River. Dave Littlefield opened a microbrewery. Come join them in a warm or cold weather to enjoy their craft beer inside or outside. Barrister's Coffee, 59 Bank Street, located in the former Java House space. Thanks to Craig and Tracy for opening an absolutely wonderful shop, serving coffee, tea, pastries, and bagels from New York and much more. Cobblestone's American Grill, 40 Danbury Road. Dina, Cliff, Eric, Dylan, and Stephanie for opening a restaurant that serves real comfort food for all tastes. Good job, Dina. And I'm addicted to the fish sandwich there, by the way. The River and Rail Cafe. It's on 21 Bank Street. Ethan and Nikki opened recently in the formerly vacant space that used to house Dagwoods. They serve up both breakfast and lunch. Their ware ranges from broche French toast to Fontaine grilled cheese. They make delicious pastries and cookies as well. Definitely, if you get a chance, you're downtown, go check them out. Wendy's at 132 Danbury Road, another long defunct building, tastefully renovated this past year. J&J Auto, which now is at 4 Lanesville Road. Maggie and Paul have fully renovated over 6,300 square feet that was formerly abandoned. The building came out great, and they are working on the finishing touches. They offer emissions testing, auto repair, and body work as well. Tandor Flames, which is at 471 Danbury Road, which used to house the old Marathon Pizza. Preet and his family invested just south of the high school. They have a wonderful Indian cuisine, which is a welcome addition to our stable of beautiful and wonderful restaurants here in New Milford. Throwbacks, Collectibles, and more, 116 Danbury Road. Welcome to take a trip back in time, relive your childhood. They carry collectibles, toys, clothing, home decor, and so much more. Young's Deli. It's 46 Danbury Road. Ron Young is not only the business owner, but he's also a member of our great New Milford Police Department. Litchfield County Pickers, I see Mert back there. .493 Danbury Road. This is the second store for Mert and Dawn Larimore, who are not only New Milford business owners, but New Milford residents as well. They transformed a vacant 16,000 square foot space into their new home, expanding from their old location, which was only 3,000 square feet. Thank you for your investment. WBE Fence Company, 329 Danbury Road. This project was stalled due to the inability of the structure to get water. Thankfully, our health review panel was able to cooperatively work with the owner to resolve the water issue, and construction is now restarted. So thank you very much to our health review panel for figuring out a solution to bring business to New Milford. Thank you. Domino's Pizza, 41 Main Street. Domino's filled a vacant storefront that had sat empty for over 10 years. They've brought over 30 new jobs to our town, and the owner is a local person in the area as well. Please join me in thanking all these wonderful businesses and their owners for not only giving New Milford, but our neighbors and visitors a wide variety of places to shop for food, goods, and services. On behalf of a grateful community, we will do all we can to show you support now and in the years ahead. New Milford could not be where we are without each and every one of you. Thank you. As I speak tonight, I extend an invitation to other businesses considering New Milford. Let me repeat, we want you. We are open for business. Partner with us. Be a part of the New Milford success story. One major way a town can help its businesses get the most out of their investments is to ensure that the municipality-owned buildings and facilities are of top quality. The evaluation of our infrastructure, which began last year, has been ignored for decades. Thanks to our ad hoc facilities utilization subcommittee, a study and assessment has been completed, and ladies and gentlemen, it was an eye-opener. Their work was comprehensive, detailed, and finished on schedule. In the coming year, their 16 recommendations will be further examined and considered. I thank the members of the subcommittee for their hard work and valuable insight. I encourage all of you to review their report, which is on our town's website. Make no mistake, while the purpose of this temporary committee was to assess and recommend, the need for evaluation and assessment of town-owned assets is an ongoing process. It never goes away and can't be left on the back burner. As I said, prior to last November, New Milford hadn't done any charter revision for 12 years, even though the law requires us to do so every 5. So the town council and I formed a charter revision commission and made this a top priority. Then, as you know, last November, the voters overwhelmingly approved revisions to our town charter. I want to thank those who served on the Charter Revision Commission, some of whom are in this audience tonight, for their diligence, their ability to listen, their open-mindedness, and their devotion to the task. The previous charter revision took 20 months. This one took 8 from start to finish. For many years, both as a private citizen and later as a member of the town council, I have consistently supported the town meeting form of government. I have done so because the big decisions are made by you, the people. It's your money. It's your town. It's our town. The charter changes the way that you approve the enhance that form of government. Let me briefly describe the charter changes that took effect last December. Many have already been incorporated into town government on a daily basis. Some of you will notice more prominently as we go through the budget process this spring. New Milford's town government, in the people's control, has been returned to its roots. The charter now sets forth clearly and concisely the duties of the mayor, the chief executive, the town council, which is the extension of the legislative body, and 3, the Board of Finance, which is the fiduciary body. After 12 years of its being limited to the first budget referendum, the role of the Board of Finance has been restored to the way nearly all other towns with our structure operate, and they operate effectively. The revised charter encourages greater transparency in government because it references, for the first time ever, the state freedom of information law requirements for our elected and appointed boards and commissions. Not only does this protect the public's right to know, it gives valuable guidance to our volunteers who serve. The Director of Finance's actions regarding large investments now require the advice and consent of our Board of Finance. Never again will we be able to unilaterally raid savings account like the landfill settlement fund. Any supplemental spending over $360,000, which is 1/8 of a mil currently, must be brought to the voters. All appointed boards now have a 4-year term with a consistent start date of February 1st. Speaking of appointed boards, never again will a mayor or a town council leaving office be in a position to stack appointments during their last 5 weeks in their terms. That has changed. At every budget referendum, the voters will be asked, is the proposed town budget or school budget too high, too low, or adequate? This will provide clear direction to the Board of Finance, Town Council, and to the Board of Education for both the current and next fiscal year. The budget is now bifurcated. That means the voters can approve or disapprove either the school or town budget. If one passes, that will be adopted and not subject to further referendum. The one that fails can be adjusted and subject to further referendum. Finally, many other sections of the charter have been updated and clarified. The ambiguities that once led to uncertainties, disputes, and incivilities are no more. In sum, the revised charter provides checks and balances, respects the will of the people, and improves the structure of our wonderful New Milford's government. Just over a year ago, I said that fixing New Milford's roads was priority number 1. Our roads used every day by everyone. They are vital to our community. They must be maintained in a safe condition for all drivers, young and old. In the 2017 study by our Ad Hoc Roads Committee, they revealed the harsh conditions I spoke about earlier. In a special town meeting last April, New Milford citizens heeded my call, and they unanimously approved $6 million in road improvements. This was great, but it wasn't everything. By no means does the plan end there. Fixing our roads will remain priority number 1. In the coming weeks, we will unveil our plan for additional road work over the year to come. While the amount of money to spend on roads may be considered on an annual basis, the need for New Milford to have an ongoing plan is a permanent one. For this reason, I proposed the town council approved and a unanimous town meeting vote ratified the creation of a permanent municipal roads committee. The Municipal Roads Committee now serves as a critical component of New Milford's government that will help shepherd our ongoing road improvement efforts for decades to come. The Municipal Roads Committee will review and evaluate all requests for proposals and bids with respect to road-related work that is outsourced by the town. The committee will then present the members' research to the purchasing authority. Most importantly, the committee will maintain a comprehensive schedule of road work and present it to the Town Council and Board of Finance in conjunction with the Department of Public Works on an annual basis. While we are on the subject of roads, I would like to thank Mike Zarba and our Public Works and Highway departments for the outstanding job they did this winter and every winter. They work diligently to get our roads clean and safe in the most expeditious manner possible. They have more miles of municipal road to cover than any town department in the state. So please, thank you as they exceed their time, and we appreciate your time and talent as you do each and every year, Mike. Thank you and your department. Thank you. We are engaged in ongoing work to clean up our code of ordinances. Since this time last year, with the efforts of our town attorney, the town council has repealed 19 out-of-date ordinances and removed them from the code. Nearly half of these were retired because of charter changes. Eventually, all of our ordinances will be reviewed and placed on a cycle to be reviewed periodically. For over a generation, the proposed renovation and expansion of New Milford's library was talked about, shelved, dusted off, reworked, put back on the shelf again and again. Finally, a lot of people worked together and drafted a proposal that was put to the voters, and as you know, it was decisively approved. All year long, the project will benefit residents of all ages. School children and seniors alike will enjoy this beautiful new library. There will be community meeting space, study area, new services, and new technologies. New Milford's downtown will truly be blessed with a real 21st century facility. The members of our Library Modernization Committee and Board of Trustees deserve much of the credit for the work on this vital project, so thank you to them. Finally, New Milford would not be the wonderful town that it is today without our tireless volunteers. Last year, I issued a call to service throughout the community, asking if there was a place where someone felt they could lend their time and effort, then they should come forward. At this time last year, I made, and the town council approved, over 100 appointments to New Milford's boards, commissions, and temporary committees. Tonight, I am pleased to report that in the last 12 months, we have brought forward nearly 200, 196 to be exact, names forward for appointment, and all were approved. That, my friends, is a testament to all of you, a shining example of what it takes to make New Milford the best town in the USA. I thank you. We expect the 2020s to be a decade of new beginnings for New Milford, and the next year represents an opportunity to not only develop better ways of managing what we have, but to complete prior projects. While the state of Connecticut may stall, New Milford will move ahead using modern management practices and results-oriented, out-of-the-box type thinking. The creation of our new Economic Development Director position seeks to provide us with substantial growth of both our grand list and job base, both vital as we approach a full, comprehensive property revaluation in the year 2020. The addition of a grant writer has provided us with created streams of new and untapped revenue. As our senior and retired population increases, we aim to provide top quality capital investments that meet their health care needs and enhance public safety. This includes upgraded ambulatory equipment and more patrol officers on New Milford streets and in our neighborhoods. Speaking of which, let's all thank our police, EMS, and all 3 fire departments. At no time in recent memory was the strength of New Milford better exemplified than by our first responders during that microburst last spring. Thank you to them. They are truly in a class by themselves. As you may know, last fall, we welcomed our new Chief of Police, who happens to be with us this evening. Chief Spencer Ceruto brings over 3 decades in professional law enforcement to lead our very talented police department. Thank you, Chief. Next month, we will hold a public hearing on the creation of a permanent municipal building committee that will advise us on the construction of new town facilities and on the renovation and expansion of existing ones. Like the Municipal Roads Committee, this effort recognizes the need for an ongoing yet flexible plan that works with our building official and public works director to ensure capital construction projects come in on time and on budget. Blighted properties have been a lingering issue in New Milford for many years. Eyesores that have been neglected are a nuisance to both the residential and commercial taxpayers and our tourists. My hope is that New Milford can create a plan, as other municipalities have done over the last 2 decades, that allows town government to tackle blight from a multitude of angles. With this, we can make New Milford not only the best town in America, but also the most beautiful. Next month, we will hold a public hearing to consider a new blight ordinance. I'd love to have everyone's input, as it's our town. Currently, New Milford is engaged in drafting and constructing a new plan of conservation and development. It's a state mandate for every city and town that must be completed once every 10 years. It's a community's guideline for residential and commercial growth, town facilities, and recreation. As this process moves through the spring and summer, I encourage everyone, each and every one, to participate. The next public meeting regarding the POCD will be Thursday, April 18th at 7 p.m., right here in this room. Come hear the presentation, ask questions, and participate. As you are probably aware, the new budget for the next fiscal year is in the works. It started with the department heads and the Board of Education. As required by charter, it then went through my office and then was deliberated by the town council. Now it's at the Board of Finance, whose members will continue to work to give citizens as much information as possible, and above all, allow you, the people, the opportunity to participate at any level you desire. As always, the final decision to approve or disapprove of budget rests with you, and that's in the privacy of the voting booth. I'd also like to thank our Board of Ed partners, who, since I took office, we've been having at least bi-weekly meetings. And I'd like to thank them for their candor and for us to continue to work together to make this town great, not only for our seniors, not only for residents our age, a little bit younger, but also for our children. So I thank you, Dr. Tracy, and I thank the Board of Education. Our monthly Saturday morning coffees with the mayor have drawn over 1,000 New Milford residents who have come to voice their concerns, ask questions, and share ideas. Some have been repeat visitors, but every month new faces contribute to the conversation. If you're watching or listening tonight, please come and see us with a coffee with the mayor. I'd love to hear from you. I cordially invite you to come down. We have some good coffee and some good food. In conclusion, I've never felt more strongly that New Milford's greatest days lie ahead of us. We're a strong community with a powerful volunteer force that is guided by a common faith in our blessed town. With that faith, courage, and innovation, we will do great things for now and for our future. Together, we will carry on the great tradition of so many who came before us and show the young people of this town how bright a future we will have. We will bring solutions where there are problems, confidence where there's doubt, and resolve confronting challenges. How New Milford seizes the opportunities I spoke of tonight will determine our tomorrow. That tomorrow requires all of us to work together in service to our town, not just a mayor, not just a town council, each and every one of us. Let's meet these tests with excitement and with optimism, as New Milford's true spirit is. I wish all of you a blessed Easter and a happy Passover. God bless you, God bless the United States of America, and God bless New Milford, the greatest town in the USA. Thank you. There's refreshments here if you'd like. And thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Here's my advice. Yes. You did very good, but